Yo, y'all need to understand one thing. The most important thing is cash flow. Cash flow is all that matters, right? If you're not using your credit to create cash flow, or if you're not using your credit for anything, don't focus on the credit. Focus on the cash flow, because that's what you have to survive, right? All your bills go on a 30-day cycle. So you have to create cash flow, bro. Like, if your bills are $10,000 a month and you're only making $8,000 a month, there's a cash flow problem there. You will continue to be stuck. You will continue to have bad credit. You will continue to have low income and not be able to afford your bills, because you need to create that supplement right there, right? If you're $2,000 short, figure out how you can create $2,000 more dollars. You as an adult, you need to budget right. You need to write down your budget, write down what your bills are, and go get that amount, because at a minimum, you gotta pay your bills. And then once you've created the cash flow, right, to pay your bills, because we have bills every 30 days, it doesn't matter. Everybody has bills. That's how this shit is set up, right? So then when you learn how to be creative with your credit, you can get your credit, fixed and structured properly to go get assets to cover the cash flow, right? So all of it goes in line with each other, right? Like, somebody just don't get real credit rich and then, like they made it. No, because when you spend the credit, you still got to pay the credit back. So if you can't create cash flow from the credit that you spent, then you're just going to be in credit debt. And that's what happens to everybody, right? They use their credit for things that don't produce them any money. So then you get stuck with not only working your job to pay your bills, but now you're working your job to pay your bills and pay the credit back that you spent on irrelevant bullshit. Like, so you need to understand how to leverage your credit to create assets that can create cash flow. My clients, for example, bro, a lot of them have to come in with they gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. Like, because they've already fell so far behind when it comes to the credit that they did have access to, because they didn't do the right thing with the credit, and they were only making enough cash flow from their 9-to-5 job to get by, that now when we go through our process and we get everything dialed in and everything structured right and get them some capital and stuff, they got to use the capital we get them to pay back the capital that they already burned up. Like, it puts them further back in a longer process. Of course it helps, and we fix everybody and we get them right because we get them on some cash flow and assets to make money. Like, that's the thing. But that it's real simple, and people don't understand that side of things. Like, if you use credit to create cash, then you don't have to work, right? Your job is they're only gonna pay you enough to keep coming back to work. That's what you have to understand. Sometimes it's a super easy process to understand. If I work a job that pays me $5,000 a month to go to work every day, giving my time away every single day, the only resource that we can't get back is time. That is a resource that we definitely need to understand on how valuable it is to have it back, right? So if we go to work every single day and we're only getting $5,000 a month, but we can figure out how to create $5,000 a month without trading our time, that's the cheat code. That's the hack. So it just so happens that if you use your credit, if you leverage your credit or your credit score to get things, to create, whether it's a business, assets, or whatever it is, business model, it don't matter, to create that $5K a month, now you don't have to trade your time back. You just have to get money and grow it. And this might come off different coming from me on what I do for my clients and how I service them and things like that, but I don't want the wrong impression to be out there about credit. And a lot of people, you don't know about credit, and so you really feel some type of way of like having bad credit and it's some big issue. It's okay to have bad credit. That's fine. Like, a lot of Americans have bad credit, right? Because we're not taught that, and they don't teach us that because they don't want us to know that, right? So you don't need to feel any lower or anything like that just because you have bad credit. That shit can be fixed. Credit is unlimited. You can fix that easily. We fix it all the time. If you're not using your credit, who gives a shit about having bad credit? If you're not using it, right, at all, you don't need it, just keep creating cash flow and forget about the credit. That's what stresses people out, trying to do both. It's one or another, right? You either got a lot of cash flow and you live, or you leverage credit. Those creditors or whoever it is that you have late payments or collections with, they don't care about that. They literally don't care. Somebody's gonna pay them, buy off the debt, and it's gonna cycle and do it over and over again. You get what I'm saying? Like, they don't know, like, oh, hey, Trevor, man, I hate that guy because he didn't pay us. Chase doesn't give a shit about me. And none of them give a shit about any of you. So it's an accountability thing. Do you want good credit so you can get assets and you can get capital and create cash flow so you can stop working your ass off at that 9-to-5 job? Or do you want to continue to have shitty credit, not invest in that change, and then continue to go to work every day to create the cash flow? It's one of two things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and people got to understand that part. If you have bad credit, you have bad credit. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Like, just don't plan on going to get anything. And if you don't need anything, then who gives a shit? Or you make make the change, invest in your credit, go get you some assets, and say fuck the 9 to 5. Let me explain something else to y'all too. You can't go to jail for debt at all. I mean, if I was in a position to where I had shitty credit and I had a bunch of collections and things like that, it's better to pay somebody to fix your credit and repair it than it is to pay the collections off. And I don't think people understand that. They're like, oh, my credit's messed up, I'm gonna pay to get it, I'm gonna pay that collection off and all that other shit. Like, it don't matter, bro. You pay that collection off, they're gonna close that account, and guess what's still gonna be on your credit profile? That collection that you paid off with multiple late payments. So you need to understand that. You don't pay somebody monthly for credit repair because they do the tree shaking method. They're not fixing your shit. So unless they taking an upfront to repair the whole thing, don't pay them. And you don't pay off your collections. You don't do that. You pay for repair to get your credit right. Yo, I don't know if y'all know him, but there's this guy on the internet named Christian Jamal. He drives a fire-ass Lambo, so you're gonna know exactly who it is when you hit his page. Check me out. We used to do business together, right? And then I've really grown and scaled my business from doing business with them previously. We're on our own now, and I'm at that 100K a month, portion of my business where I'm really trying to scale past 100K a month. So I hit him up. Man, he gave me so much free game, so much free value that I've already started implementing in my business, and now I'm pushing past that 100K month just, listening to the advice that he gave me. And then he gave me access to this $100 course. The value in there, now I probably don't even have to bug him hitting his line with questions all the time now. You could literally just go make that purchase and get all the game that I got. You know what I mean? So I want to send a shout out. I appreciate you, Christian, bro. I look forward to doing more business with you, and let's go, baby.